guys. It's good to be with you. I know it's been a while since we've done one of these, but today I'm going to make some lentil soup. And I'm doing that because, I haven't actually made lentil soup in a while, in a few years. Partly because the person who likes it the most is my daughter, and she really likes the canned one. And, I found myself last weekend or a couple weeks ago without any canned lentil soup because I hadn't been to the grocery store because we were on spring break. And it's like, I really need to get a handle on this and make a lentil soup that my daughter likes. So one of the things that we're going to do is, and I found in the past, I think one of the problems is that I cook it too long because I'm not paying attention, or I'm put it in the slow cooker and I walk away. And I think that it has been too thick. And probably I used too many lentils. So I've changed the proportion of liquid to lentils. And we're going to do a couple other things to help mimic that kind of canned soup without, making it taste like canned soup. Like I'm going to use some powdered dry herbs instead of fresh ones. And I'm going to grate the onion on a box grater so that there aren't big chunks of onion in there. So the first thing I'm going to do, and one of the ways that we're going to keep our lentils intact a little bit better and not sludgy, is that I'm going to sweat them in the oil with the vegetables, okay? So we're going to start with that. I have already in this pan a tablespoon, and it's just this little guy, okay? 3.5 quarts, because I'm not making a huge batch. So there's a tablespoon of bacon grease and a tablespoon of olive oil in there already. And unfortunately, one of my burners is not clicking. I have a guy coming to look at it tomorrow, so I'm going to put it over here. Yeah, that's the one. And I'm just going to get one of these guys. So while that's heating up, I am going to use a cup of shredded carrots, okay? And I'm still going to kind of give those a little rough chop so they're not strings. Excuse me, Winston. The dog's back. See? He's back from camp. We're back from our trips. He's very excited to be here, catching carrots as they fall off the board, because these shredded carrots are like in a little haystack, and they're kind of unruly. I probably should have used a bigger board, or at least push it off the edge a little bit. And also, this would be a great thing to use like your food processor for too. But I went to a black tie event last night at the Kennedy Center for Children's Hospital, and so my brain is not quite where it should be. This is a good day for making something that you've made 100 times. And I have like a breakfast burrito in the oven. So anyway, we're going to get these from my freezer stash. We're going to get these carrots all done. And I'm going to put them in there with that nice bacon grease and olive oil combination. Okay, that's better. As I said, I should have done this at the beginning. But at least I'm not starting from a whole carrot. That takes even longer. You have to get it into these matchsticks in the first place. Okay, there we go. Into the pot with the bacon grease. Now, the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this onion, I'm just going to cut it in half, okay? And then we're going to get the peel off of it. And then we're going to grate it on this box grater into the pot. So there we go. And I'm just going to take this box grater before the pot gets too hot. I'm just grating this directly into the pot. Sorry. Hi. And this is a great way to get the onion flavor without the big chunks. It's a good way to do it if you're making sandwiches or like a spread or like ham salad, you know, that kind of thing. Probably, again, this is maybe something that we should have done before, but you know, we can't be perfect all the time. I just noticed this kind of outer layer is a little hard, so I'm gonna do that. And so I'm just using like half an onion here. And not even the whole half because I don't want to cut my fingers off. I don't know if any of you watched the basketball games last night. It was very exciting. Exciting enough that they were actually telling us what the scores were at the auction last night from the stage. It was very funny. All right, I'm gonna put this in the sink and rinse my hand. Okay, so we've got that going, and I'm gonna put a teaspoon of salt in there, okay? And that is going to help sweat the onions and the carrots. And I'm also, as I said, I'm gonna put the lentils in. Now we can talk about lentils for a second. I have, you know, these little French puy lentils, which I'm probably not gonna use. I'm gonna use kind of the regular grocery store staple green leaf lentils. And I just want a cup of lentils, okay? They expand quite a bit, okay? And I'm gonna put those in there with the veg right now. I will say too, you should, I've used these in the past too. If you want it really to fall apart, you can use these. These red lentils fall apart. Like, you know, and I think I used them in the veggie chili we did together. And you know, they fall apart. That is what they do. But we don't really want these to fall apart, okay? Now, and I'm also now going to find under these onion peels, there they are. I have a powdered rosemary. So I'm gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of that. And 1/4 teaspoon of ground thyme. And 1/2 teaspoon, because again, no big chunks, right? I'm gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of celery salt, maybe 3/4 teaspoon. There we go. So we don't have chunks of celery. I'm just gonna stir this up. I had a friend visiting last week who used to work in television, and she told me that my production values were really bumming her out. I'm sorry, my production values are still bad, Elizabeth. I'm very sorry, but there's only so much we can do. I'm gonna cover that for a couple minutes, and we can talk about what's gonna happen next. Another thing that we're gonna add, and so what's gonna, okay, I have my spoon. I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm gonna get everything off my board. I have a tiny, tiny little potato here. And I normally wouldn't add potato, but it's in the one that my daughter likes, and I think it does kind of, you know, adds a little something. But I'm going to cut it first in matchsticks, the way we would if we were doing a carrot from the beginning, and then go across it, across the matchsticks, and just really tiny little pieces, kind of like that. Hi guys.
Hello.
I'm gonna go build Legos in the basement. My daughter's birthday was Friday, and you know, she's got quite a haul. We're gonna clean up and write thank you notes later, but not right now. I'm gonna have lunch first. I just heard protests on the stairs. What? Okay, I'm just gonna finish cutting up this potato, and you know, this is one of those things too. I mean, my mom was asking me how long she should cook her breakfast burritos in the oven, and I was like, well, until it starts smelling like a breakfast burrito all over your house, then they're ready. So those onions are starting to smell really good. It's gonna be time to add the other things soon. You can add, this is just a russet potato, but you can add you can use a Yukon Gold potato if you want. They hold together a little better, and they're usually at the better small size. Okay. That's good. I mean, you don't want to cook it forever like this, but just long enough for the, the lentils to get really coated and everything. So I'm going to now just add the rest of the stuff. It's not all chicken stock, it's not all water. It's a combination of the two. I'm using 6 cups of liquid, and we're gonna do 3 cups of water and 3 cups of chicken stock. If you're vegetarian, you can use vegetable stock. It's just that it adds the flavor. So I'm gonna add that, and I'm gonna add these potatoes, plus a few stray carrots that got away. Okay, and I'm going to add a bay leaf. Oh, that's weird. You guys, this one had a little bug stuck to it. Well, we won't use that one. Little bay leaf. That's really interesting. It must have gotten blast dried in the process. And then I'm also, I don't have it, the pepper grinder is over there or on the dining room table. I don't know where it is, but I'll add some pepper in a little bit, probably like, half a teaspoon, quarter of a teaspoon, just a few good grinds. And then the last thing I'm gonna add is tomato paste. Just like a little squeeze, like probably a couple teaspoons. And that's just gonna kind of add some brightness and stuff. I mean, if you get this kind in the tube, then, it's easy to do those little bits. And that's it, except for the pepper, which I'll get once we are finished here. But so essentially that's it for a while. I'm going to let this simmer for 45 minutes. That's all it needs. It doesn't need any more time than that. And you can add some garlic too if you want. I might do that, like just a clove or 2 of garlic. I mean, you don't want it overpowering. That's the whole thing with lentil soup, is that it's sort of a a gentle thing. We're going to cook that for 45 minutes uncovered, just on a simmer. Bring it up to a boil and then let it sit. Okay, but don't overcook it. I think that's it. So, have a great Sunday afternoon, a good lazy Sunday. I hope you're enjoying yourselves in this very cold spring. I don't know what to think about it, but anyway, bye.